Why your silence works with a narcissist. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us for another video. If you find our content helpful and engaging, please consider giving us a like and subscribing. Your support truly helps our channel grow and allows us to reach more people who might benefit from these discussions. Have you ever truly recognized the immense power held within your silence? Have you seen how? In the complex dynamic with a narcissist, your silence can ultimately position you as the one who prevails in this challenging game. Perhaps initially you had no awareness that you were interacting with a narcissist. However, if you know it now, that understanding is undeniably clear. This is because some truths, once seen, cannot be unseen. I have previously explored the topic of silence in many videos and discussed its significant impact on your journey after leaving a narcissistic relationship. Today, I wish to offer an updated and fresh perspective on the power of silence. In this episode, I want to delve into precisely why your silence is such an effective tool when dealing with a narcissist. Let me begin by stating something profoundly important. You are incredibly powerful. You possess a power far exceeding that of the narcissistic individual. The difficult situation or the manipulation you faced, however you choose to frame it, your power over them is vast. This is because, when you are genuinely dealing with a narcissist, you are interacting with someone who is fundamentally empty inside. And due to this internal void, they require you to exist. They need your supply to survive. They need you to behave in certain ways, so they can extract and absorb your energy into themselves. The specific types of energy they thrive on are chaos, drama, and anger. They find pleasure in seeing you upset. They want to witness your sadness and tears. They might even watch you crying profusely, as if you are performing an award-winning act, solely for their entertainment. This behavior is truly heartless, exceptionally cruel and cold. Particularly when they have drawn you into their sphere, because you had some unmet need they appeared to fulfill. You encountered them, and they seemed to seamlessly fit into your life. Or so you believed until the stark realization hit that this connection was profoundly damaging. They are skilled at manipulating you into situations where they want you to be. They expertly turn your needs and vulnerabilities into weapons to use against you. All of this stems from their desperate need for your energy, to feel anything at all, to feel adequate, or to even feel like a complete human being. Tragically, we often hold far more control and power over the emotional turbulence experienced by the narcissist than we initially comprehend. Frequently, narcissists present as intimidating figures, full of rage, perhaps even prone to domestic violence. What is often overlooked is that, beneath this facade of intense emotion, lies a deeply wounded core. Their primary objective is simply to get attention. Think of a baby who continues to cry until someone picks them up, gives them attention, and makes them feel heard, seen, and wanted. Many of you have likely found yourselves in situations where you felt compelled to cradle the narcissist, perhaps because they appeared so hurt or broken, and you felt you were rescuing them. You have experienced scenarios with them that escalated into unnecessary arguments and conflicts. They would intentionally probe deep, saying things you could never have imagined hearing from anyone. They would bring up topics that should have remained untouched. They will go to extreme lengths to wound you deeply, reaching into your core to inflict as much pain as possible. Their intention is to cause harm. They aim to strike you precisely where you are most vulnerable. However, the key to dismantling this dynamic, the secret to neutralizing the destructive force behind their actions, lies in understanding and never underestimating the power of your silence. This involves learning how to avoid being drawn into the trap of defending or explaining yourself, or attempting to make them understand your perspective. Showing them how much their actions upset you actually fuels their behavior. They derive a twisted satisfaction from putting you in an uncomfortable state or making you miserable, because in their misery, they seek company. Their projections and lies are intended for you to accept. They want you to surrender and simply conform to their desires. They want you to react loudly and appear irrational, so that the narrative they have created about you for others seems believable. Whatever they can do to make you appear as unhappy, as they feel they perceive this as a victory. It makes them feel good. You inadvertently boost their confidence and contribute to their ego supply. Therefore, you must actively reverse this dynamic. Your silence is a potent weapon against narcissistic individuals because it starves them of the attention they crave so intensely. It disrupts their fabricated narrative. In fact, when you choose silence, it often makes it easier for them to inadvertently reveal their true nature. When a narcissist is met with silence, when they are taken aback by a response from you that is unlike their expectation, they often experience panic. This is when their carefully constructed mask begins to falter and slip. That is the profound power of your silence. It serves to dismantle and dissolve their narcissistic facade. During this phase, you may witness and hear a great deal of denial and selective memory. They suddenly seem unable to recall specific, hurtful actions or words they have used. Yet they appear to remember every single thing you have said or done, even fabrications or stories that hold no truth. They will discuss these things, bring them up constantly and broadcast them widely. They will likely become defensive and aggressive. They will project all of their own wrongdoings onto everyone else. It somehow becomes your fault, or someone else's fault that they are the way they are. As their mask starts to slip, they genuinely struggle to defend themselves without exposing their true nature. When you become silent, they lose the material they rely on. They are forced to invent things, pulling claims out of thin air as if from a magical hat. But the unfortunate reality for them is that these manipulative tricks are transparent to anyone with real perception. Only those who lack insight continue to be fooled by their tactics. People with true wisdom and understanding see right through the narcissist. As their mask begins to crumble, their manipulative tactics may intensify, sometimes becoming more exaggerated and even absurd to the person who has survived their abuse. The more you remain silent, the more clearly you are able to see the true nature of this person, perhaps recognizing how they have enjoyed watching you struggle and lose yourself within their dynamic for so long. Because once you stop providing that engagement, they appear quite desperate, lacking value and acting foolishly. Your silence effectively dislodges them from the elevated position they have placed themselves on. It sends a powerful message that their tactics no longer work on you. Their manipulations are ineffective. You are learning to remain unaffected because you understand the nature of what you are dealing with, a deeply wounded individual whose behavior resembles that of a demon baby. You recognize that there is nothing more you can do, nothing you haven't already attempted. Your silence communicates you are a waste of my time. You are not worth my energy or my words. I have invested enough time. I have spoken enough. Further engagement is pointless. Your destructive pattern is set and I see it clearly. So I am disengaging. I will no longer comply with your ways. I am not going to fuel your narcissistic supply with my valuable energy. I refuse to do that. It comes at a significant cost to be involved with someone like me, and my silence is a clear indication that I have reached my limit with not being valued. I am finished. I have figuratively rolled up my doormat. I am opening the door to my own future. And I am reintroducing myself to the world on my own terms. Your silence conveys to the narcissist that they are fundamentally lacking, because ultimately, despite anything they may have offered or done, they reveal that they do not truly care about you in the ways that matter when it matters most. It demonstrates that they are not on your emotional level, that they lack genuine understanding and patience for you. It highlights that they are truly deeply selfish and therefore do not deserve someone as selfless as you. When you deprive a narcissist of attention through your silence, you are telling them that you are not interested in being their emotional sounding board. You are not available to cater to a grown individual behaving like a demanding child. And you have learned to embrace silence precisely because they do not merit your voice or your energy. You may have felt like you were silently suffering and nearly lost yourself in the process. And now you are using that same silence to liberate yourself and embark on a journey of healing loudly, by becoming your best self and building a happier life for yourself as you envision it. Your silence declares, I am not living for you. I am living for myself. This message tells the narcissist that they have completely lost control. They believed they had it firmly and would retain it indefinitely. They thought they would forever hold sway over your spirit, your emotions, your very being. This was partly because at one point, you were so willing to fight for the relationship. This struggle made them feel important and powerful. You were willing to fight for their attention, willing to fight in any way necessary, to try and get them to meet you, on a level of genuine connection and love, but it was a fruitless effort. It only drained you, and now silence is saying no more. I cannot continue this, I will not continue this. I no longer have the capacity within me. I do not have the energy to try and correct you. I do not have the strength to engage in shouting matches or constant back and forth arguments, raising my voice to my limits, descending into mutual insults. The narcissist craves that kind of supply. They need you to be confrontational, negative, argumentative, constantly complaining or swearing. They revel in that dynamic. They genuinely find satisfaction in this, when they have, in a sense, held you emotionally captive for a significant period. When you have consistently been susceptible to their tactics, when you have continuously bolstered their ego, that is what you have been doing. You have been placing them on a pedestal. Your silence effectively removes them from that elevated position. It takes away all of that validation and supply from them. It forces them to confront how truly insignificant they are without your engagement. Your silence helps them. It demonstrates to the narcissist that they are, in fact, not as clever as they imagine. It shows them that they lack the skills they believe they possessed. Truthfully, they are quite ineffective when their usual methods fail. If anything, their behavior may have inadvertently taught you valuable lessons you will never forget. Perhaps you can even offer a sarcastic thank you. I suppose it's a moment of realization. Your silence vividly exposes the true nature concealed behind the narcissistic facade. It causes that mask to completely drop. They are rarely, if ever, genuinely prepared for you to suddenly become silent, withdraw your energy, and allow their own negative actions to backfire on them. They typically lack a contingency plan for this. Yet in this scenario, you hold all the advantage. Are you still legally tied to them, perhaps through marriage? Are you still required to interact with them in some capacity? If so, focus on mastering how you choose to react. Stop providing them with the supply they desperately need. Observe what happens as they effectively crumble before you. Watch them literally fall apart and diminish. Now, it is absolutely essential to grasp this crucial point. Your silence is a fundamental key to healing. Why is silence so vital for healing? It is because, during your time in the narcissistic relationship, you were actively being silenced. Please remember this clearly. They wanted you to be quiet. They wanted you to become merely an extension of themselves. That is an extension of the narcissist. And they expected you to be subservient to their will. You were expected to do precisely what they wanted, when they wanted it, and often with whoever they dictated. You lost your sense of self. You became a mere reflection, a shell of the person you truly are. You were deprived of your own voice. Your vital resources, emotional, mental, perhaps even financial, were being rapidly depleted from every direction. I discuss this frequently on the channel, so I will not reiterate those details here. But all these factors contributed to the detrimental environment you were in. To put it another way, the person you were before encountering the narcissist was most likely a kind, loving, stable and healthy individual filled with peace, potential opportunity and a hopeful future. Then you met the narcissist, and your entire world abruptly changed course, in an instant. This happened because they led you to believe one thing, while secretly planning to inflict significant harm upon you, and disrupt your plans, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, and your entire future. The narcissist came perilously close to completely defeating you, but they did not succeed. You are here now engaging with this content. You are gaining valuable wisdom. You are connecting your personal experiences and insights with this supportive community. You are contributing to the recovery of others. You are actively learning, growing, and perhaps even teaching others. You are becoming more informed, more aware, more empowered, and more enlightened. All these positive developments are contributing significantly to your self-improvement and well-being. However, a crucial step you must take after leaving a narcissistic relationship is to consciously utilize silence as a tool to help you reach the healthy place you aspire to be. This is a pivotal element on your healing journey. It is one of the essential keys to your recovery, your silence. Now let us address a specific challenge: the smear campaign. Perhaps a smear campaign against you is currently in full effect, and you are only now learning what it entails. For those who may be unfamiliar, a smear campaign occurs when a toxic individual deliberately spreads false information, rumors, or plants seeds of doubt about you, your character, your past actions, or your environment. In essence, they are intentionally portraying you in a negative light. This is a characteristic behavior of the narcissist. Their goal is to disrupt your energy and create distance or conflict between you and the relationships you have built over the years. One of their primary methods for achieving this is the smear campaign. Instinctively, when people realize they are the target of a smear campaign, or perhaps have been subjected to one for years, or even decades, their immediate reaction is to want to defend themselves and speak out. They want to say, "Hey, that's completely untrue. What are you talking about? These are all lies. They are fabrications. Allow me to share a first-hand perspective with you." If that has been your approach, it will not serve you well. It will not help you improve your situation, because by doing so you are providing fuel to the fire of the smear campaign. In other words, if you are actively defending yourself against a smear campaign, your words will most likely fall on deaf ears. A second point is this: if you are investing energy into countering the rumors or falsehoods that the narcissist has been disseminating about you through the smear campaign, you are simply giving them more power and longevity. You are in effect adding more fuel to the fire. And this is precisely what the narcissist desires. They want you to continue to invest in and validate the false narrative composed of all the untruths they have spread about you. Again, while this response is understandable and often instinctive, it is not the most effective path. The better approach is to take the high road. It involves focusing your energy on yourself and allowing those individuals who have chosen to believe the smear campaign or side with the narcissist to continue doing exactly as they are. This is because if they were not willing to pause and genuinely inquire about your well-being or listen to your perspective on the situation, whatever that situation or relationship may have been, it signifies that they have already revealed their true character to you. They have shown you who they are. And who are they? I can tell you now. They are often shallow individuals who have participated in or contributed to the smear campaign. Perhaps these individuals are what are sometimes called flying monkeys, acting on the narcissist's behalf. Perhaps they are simply people who are taken in by the narcissist's mask. Perhaps they never truly had your best interests at heart from the beginning. It is difficult to know for sure in each case. However, the important point I want to convey is this: there are typically multiple interpretations or versions of events. There is the narcissist's version of the story, which is usually completely fabricated. 9 times out of 10 there is your version. And then there is often a reality that lies somewhere in between, though skewed by the dynamics of the abuse. Now, were you entirely accurate in your recollection of events? Of course. You were likely very close to being completely accurate. But did you initiate a smear campaign? There is no possibility that you did that. What occurred in those relationships happened, and those are the undeniable facts. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. You do not need to explain anything to anyone. For the people who did stand by you and take your side, bless them, they are strong individuals. They chose to go against the prevailing narrative. They took the high road themselves by supporting you. Again, such people are often few and far between. It is possible you had very few, if any, individuals truly in your corner. Unfortunately, many people in the world seem to find satisfaction in witnessing the struggles of others. Many want to see you suffer and your relationships falter. What these individuals fail to realize is that life is not a straight line. Life is dynamic. It constantly shifts and changes every single day. This is why we must appreciate the time we have on this planet and recognize the impermanence of situations. But regardless of what happened with you, perhaps people did enjoy your struggles. Perhaps they believed the smear campaign. Perhaps they did not support you. Their own lives will eventually encounter difficulties as well. This is because every single one of our lives faces challenges throughout its course. I mention this because no one lives a perfect life. No one should be in a position to harshly judge another individual. No one should actively contribute to the harm or detriment of another person. No one should participate in tearing someone else down. And that is precisely what the narcissist intended to do. And most likely they still harbor that desire. If not towards you, then towards others. This behavior stems from their low vibrational state. It is their natural condition, a state of emotional and spiritual loneliness, darkness and negative energy where they exist. They attempted to trap you in this low vibrational state for a period, and sadly they may have temporarily succeeded in pulling you down into that existence with them. They yearn to steal your beautiful, bright light, your energy, your positivity, the abundance, everything positive you possessed. They wanted to take that for themselves, and effectively switch places with you, leaving you depleted. And again, they may have temporarily succeeded in this endeavor. Until when? Until they didn't. Until you gained wisdom and began to piece yourself back together. You have healed, or you are firmly on the path to healing. You are now intentionally using your silence as a source of strength. You are utilizing your inherent capacity for empathy and love not as a vulnerability to be exploited, but as a superpower. You have now overcome something. Specifically the narcissistic abusive cycle, which is an experience most people will never encounter, or something most people cannot fully comprehend, or a challenge that most people do not survive and emerge from stronger, like a phoenix rising from the ashes as you have done. This is because many people remain trapped within that kind of relationship dynamic. Many struggle to break the trauma bond. Many feel a compelling need to explain themselves, repeatedly. Many desire to share the true nature of that relationship with extended family members or friends, and feel the need to offer lengthy explanations. None of these actions will ultimately benefit you. Attempting to explain or defend yourself is unnecessary. You possess the truth. You know exactly what occurred. And in your personal journey, that is the only truth that fundamentally matters. Now, regarding your silence, the reason why it stands as one of the fundamental keys to healing is that when you consciously redirect your energy back towards yourself, preventing it from being drained by external forces, your vital energy returns to you. And when your energy is centered within yourself, that is when the crucial process of internal processing begins. That is when authentic healing commences. That is when you start to truly understand and appreciate your intrinsic value and self-worth. These are profoundly positive developments. What the narcissist desires is for you to remain stuck in that detrimental, low vibrational state, as I discussed. Breaking free from that state requires immense effort. It demands a mountain of work. However, I assure you, you possess the strength to achieve it. I did it, and if I could do it, you absolutely can as well. It will take time in your own time. You will heal properly, utilizing the tools and insights I provide on this channel and within this community. But there are certain fundamental truths you need to grasp. Your silence is a superpower. It is incredibly valuable. It is something the narcissist intensely dislikes. A narcissist wants you constantly reacting, experiencing gaslighting, being stonewalled, or subjected to their version of the silent treatment. They want to deflect blame and keep you anchored in that low vibrational state. And again, for a period, they may have succeeded. But that is no longer who you are. You now understand that your energy is beyond measure. It is priceless, and the narcissist attempted to seize it. And yes, for a time they may have achieved that. But now new possibilities and opportunities are opening up for you. Any friends you thought were supportive but disappeared, they are part of the past. Perhaps they are now grappling with their own challenges, or perhaps they have become the narcissist's next target. Who can say? It is even possible that some of them were narcissists themselves. I do not know for certain. What I do know is that your social circle has likely diminished, and often this is a positive outcome. You have either strengthened your self-reliance or surrounded yourself with a select group of individuals who are like-minded and engage in truly reciprocal, healthy relationships with you. These are genuinely good people. Other aspects of your life may also have shifted significantly. Perhaps you have moved to a new location. You have realized you do not need to overshare personal information with everyone. You now possess a clear understanding of various forms of abuse: financial, mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional. You comprehend these dynamics because you have lived through them for a period. These experiences are undoubtedly difficult and unpleasant to endure. However, when you emerge from such challenges, when you begin to put yourself back together and step into the most authentic and strongest version of yourself imaginable, what these experiences do is they fortify you. They steel your resolve. You now understand the absolute necessity of setting and maintaining boundaries, the profound power of your silence, and why attempting to explain yourself to certain individuals is futile. Because you must remember something crucial about every individual on this planet: most people do not inherently have your best interests at heart. This is a difficult truth to accept, but it is often the reality. Many people may harbor feelings of envy or jealousy towards you, or wish they had what you possess. Let me rephrase that: perhaps not most people, but certainly some people. And that description undeniably fits the narcissist. Conversely, there are also people who are genuinely like you in their intentions. They truly desire what is best for you. They want to uplift you, they want to see you thrive, succeed and achieve any goals you set for yourself in the future. These are the good people. As we have acknowledged, they may be few and far between, but good people do exist. I hope to be one of them for you, and my sincere hope is that you are one of them as well. Someone who genuinely cares for others. Everything I am sharing with you today ties back to the central theme: why your silence works with the narcissist. It genuinely is because, as I mentioned, your energy is incredibly valuable. It is priceless. And the narcissist craved this energy. They never wanted you to heal. They never wanted you to progress. They never wanted you to find love again. They did not want you to build new, healthy relationships. They did not want you to relocate. They did not want you to start a business. They did not want you to take a class, teach a class, read a book, or write a book. They did not want you to do anything that empowered you. They wanted you to remain trapped in the destructive cycle where they exist, because that cycle provides them with energy and fuel, while simultaneously draining you again. I have mentioned this frequently in the past month or so on the channel, and I will reiterate it one more time. There is an energetic exchange between you and the narcissist every single time you communicate with them. You may not initially believe it, but it is a fact. And I will demonstrate it right now. Every time you communicated with a narcissist in the past, what was the outcome? You would likely feel drained, anxious, or consumed by questions like, "Oh my gosh, what is going to happen next? What did I do? What didn't I do? What should I have done? What shouldn't I have done? I don't know." This reaction stemmed from being treated as if you were incapable of making your own decisions, because that is the position the narcissist placed you in now. When you implement boundaries with a narcissist, when you go no contact with them, when you remove them from your life, and you remove all flying monkeys and individuals associated with them, all of that previously drained energy returns to you. And what is the result of this? Your physical health begins to return. Your financial situation may improve. Your network of genuine friends is re-established. Your mental capacity and clarity are restored. You now understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third in your own life. This is the crucial realization the narcissist absolutely never wanted you to grasp. But I am here to share it with you. This is precisely how the dynamic functions. This is when positive doors begin to open for you. This is when possibilities become limitless. This is when the abundance and beauty of the future become a reality in the present moment. This is, once again, not where the narcissist wanted you to be. The narcissist wanted you to remain focused on them, constantly thinking about them, wondering if you could have done more for the relationship. Did you try as hard as you possibly could have? Could things have been different if only you had done specific actions? This is how the narcissist seeks to keep you trapped. But what the narcissist fails to realize is that they are the ones stuck in their own destructive cycle, and they attempt to capture you and many others, attempting to imprison them in that cycle for a time. They may have succeeded in this for a period, but now you are gaining understanding. Now you know that the burden of their issues is not yours to carry, it is their baggage. It is my hope that you have experienced only one toxic, narcissistic relationship, and from that experience, you have gained an immense amount of knowledge and wisdom. You have learned something that cannot be taught in a classroom, something a college education cannot provide, because you had to live through it to truly comprehend it. And often, you can discern just by looking into someone's eyes if they have navigated the narcissistic abusive cycle. If they speak the same language that I speak, and you speak, you can tell almost immediately if they are sharing an authentic experience or if they are merely attempting to align themselves with this topic and pretend they were in a toxic relationship. Why someone would do that, I cannot fully understand, but it does happen. All these points I am sharing with you, before I conclude this video, are intended to reinforce that your silence is incredibly valuable. You do not have to prove anything to anyone. You do not owe anything to anyone. Your true existence and empowered life begin now, living your best life, being fully present in the current moment, learning from the past without repeating the mistakes or the types of relationships you were involved in, and refraining from constantly predicting the future. You are no longer consumed by those thoughts. You live in the present moment, and you apply the tools I provide for you to begin living your best life. If not now, then when will you choose to do so? Therefore, please grasp the essence of this message. This is a message of inspiration, of hope, and cruelly of your silence. Because you are not obligated to offer information to anyone about anything you do not wish to share. And again, I will reiterate this important point. You do not owe anybody anything. You have given a tremendous amount to this world. You have likely raised children, been in many relationships, or simply been the best individual you could possibly be. And then you encountered a destructive force. You met the narcissist, and they attempted to completely defeat you. And they failed. They failed profoundly, as they often do. And they are trapped and destined to repeat their cycle. It will simply continue to go around and around. But do you know what? It will continue without you being a part of it, because you now have established boundaries. You are no longer a person who prioritizes pleasing others at your own expense. You now possess the ability to say no, perhaps the most powerful word in the English language. And remember this: when you say no to something, or someone that is not serving you, you are simultaneously saying yes to yourself. So please reflect on that. So everyone, that concludes this video. I sincerely hope you found it helpful. Please remember that you are not alone in this experience. If this message resonated with you, please take a moment to show your support. Liking this video helps it reach others who may need to hear it. Share it with anyone you believe could benefit. Leave a comment below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Your engagement truly makes a difference. God bless you all. I sent you my warmest regards. And I will connect with you again soon.